Hey y'all, today I'm going to show you how I got these beautiful curls by detangling my hair and using an avocado mask. As always, I have my water bottle full of water, my 2 wide tooth combs, a couple of clippies, and I have hair ties or hair scrunchies or hair things, whatever floats your boat, and my avocado honey mask, which you can see how I made in the last video. First things first, I take my hair out of my high bun. I haven't put anything on my hair for the past couple of days because I knew I'll be doing this mask and I don't want my hair to be too oily. The avocado mask itself has vitamin E oil in it, and the avocados also adds a shine to your hair. So I always try to start off with dry, unmoisturized hair. As you've seen, I've separated my hair into 2 halves. I think that sections are key to success because once your hair starts growing, it'll be hard to manage everything at one time. When detangling my hair, I only use water and the wide tooth comb, so I make sure that I get my hair nice and damp because you never want to detangle dry hair. Never detangle dry. It will be a horror story. Now that we have that half nice and damp, we can start breaking it into smaller sections. I like to work with smaller pieces of hair because that means that it is less knots that I have to detangle out. If I tried to detangle the entire part that I have in my hand right now, I would pull out a lot of my hair. With smaller pieces comes smaller responsibilities. I know I've added a lot of water already, but I'm going to add a little bit more water into my hair and try to use my fingers to work the water into my hair. It is optional to go ahead and wet your entire head before you start detangling your hair, but I always choose to do it section by section because by the time I get to the second half of my hair, everything will be dry. And like I said before, detangling dry hair can lead to hair loss, commonly known as being bald-headed, and no one wants that. But anywho, when detangling your hair, you want to start with the bottom. Work your way up to the top so that if you do have a knot, you can get it out at the bottom versus pulling an entire strand of hair out. I have added a little bit more hair to this section and I started detangling from the bottom, but I found some knots that I thought that would be better to get out with my fingers. If there's ever a knot that you can't get out with your comb within the first few tries, use your fingers to detangle because you'd rather spend the extra time detangling with your fingers versus spending that time trying to grow that hair back. Time for a definition. So finger detangling is when you use your fingers to separate some knotted strands of your hair instead of a comb. By using your fingers, you can sort of navigate your way around the knot and tangle up the loosened area. And here is a perfect example of finger detangling your hair. You're going to separate the hair like so. Make sure you work those fingers, sis. Yas. Now it's gone. And you can continue to comb through your hair and get the rest of the knots out. At this point, you just continue to comb from the bottom until you work your way all the way to the top. And once you finish, it should look like this. While I detangle the rest of my hair, I'm going to put on some tunes, so I hope you guys enjoy them.
When you hold me in your arms so tight, you let me know everything's alright. Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. Lips as sweet as candy, its taste is on my mind. Girl, you got me thirsty for another cup of wine. Got a bug from you, girl, but I don't need no cure. I just stay affected if I can for sure. All the good love when we're all alone. Keep it up, girl. Yeah, you turn me on.
Alright, we're back from the ones and twos. So we have the entire half of my head detangled. As you can see, it's nice and fluffy. There aren't many knots, and if there are, they're super easy to get out. My hair is still moist from the water that I added, but here's half of it. Just to better manage my hair, I like to braid up the pieces that I've already done. And here we go, detangling the second half. Everything's the same from the first. I still add a ton of water. I try to work it in my hair. I try to pull out any knots that I see and stretch my hair out, because if you stretch your hair, you can kind of separate some of the knots that are already there. This side is a little bit more tangled than the other, but here's the process.
TikTok when I dance. On that demon time, she might start her OnlyFans. Big B and that B stand for bands. If you wanna see some real ass, baby, it's your chance. I say left cheek, right cheek, drop it low and swing. Texas up in this thing, put you up on this game. I be walking my frame, gang, 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 gang. If you don't jump to put jeans on, baby, you don't feel my pain. Please don't give me hype, write my name in ice. Can't argue with these lazy bitches, I just raise my price. I'm a boss, I'm a leader, I pull up in my two-seater. And my mama was a savage. Nigga got this shit from Tina. I'm a savage. Yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty. Yeah. Acting stupid. What's happening? What's happening? Bitch, I'm a savage. Yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet. Yeah. Sassy, moody, nasty. Yeah. Acting stupid. What's happening? Bitch, what's happening? Like Beyonce, like me. He want a bitch like to stay with the knees. He be like, damn, how that thing moving in the jeans. I ain't even D4L couldn't do it like me, like me. I got this body ready just for you. Girl, I hope you don't catch me messing around with you. Talking to myself in the mirror like, bitch, you my boo. I'm the shit, ooh. I need a mop to clean the floors, too much drip, ooh. I keep a knot, I keep a watch, I keep a whip, ooh. Let's play a game, Simon says I'm still that bitch, ayy. I'm still that bitch, yeah. I'm a savage, yeah. Classy, bougie, ratchet, yeah. Sassy, moody.
And boom, here we are, freshly detangled, no knots, fluff it all out. Yes, queen. In this part of the video, I'm going to be applying the avocado honey mask. I start off with sectioning my hair off. Once again, sections are the key to success. So at this point in the process, your hair should be pretty tangle free. This is how much I put in each section of my hair. I try to get enough to cover at least my fingertips, and I just kind of smooth it on there. I want to make sure that each piece of my hair has the mask on it, so I kind of work it through with my fingers. You can add as much as you feel like is necessary for your hair. You just want to make sure that it's nice and moisturized. And you can use gloves for this process, but I've done this so long that, you know, your hands will wash off. There's always a thing called soap and water. A lot of times I'm asked what are the benefits to the ingredients that I put in my mask. For this mask particularly, I used avocado, honey, and vitamin E oil, and that's to promote hair growth, moisturize my hair and scalp, and also strengthen any damage that I may have to my scalp. Let me give you a quick breakdown for the benefits to each ingredient that I use in my mask. So for avocado, if you didn't know, it's actually a fruit that's a part of the berry family. It's full of monosaturated fatty acids, or the good fats, potassium, and protein. It can be used to moisturize and strengthen your hair while also leaving a nice shine to it. Adding avocado or even avocado oil to your hair products can significantly help with dry hair. Avocado is jam-packed with like different types of vitamins. It has vitamin E, D, A, and B6, which leads us to our next ingredient, which is vitamin E oil. Vitamin E oil is a natural antioxidant that helps promote a healthy scalp. Even though adding oil to your hair sounds like it would clog up your follicles, it actually helps by unclogging them so they can stimulate new hair growth. This oil adds a shine to your hair, and another trick that I sometimes do is I add different oils to my regular shampoos and conditioners because I know natural products can be very expensive. So that's just a trick of the trade. And if you find that vitamin E oil works for your hair, you can figure out the right amount that you'll need because you want a nice shiny look, not greasy.
Hold up. Pause.
Alright, so our last ingredient is honey. Honey is also rich in antioxidants. It's good for preventing breakage or hair loss. I've been using honey in my mask for a couple of years now, and I see a big difference in the amount of hair that comes out during my weekly detangle. Personally, I started off with regular cheap honey, but now I use the raw organic unfiltered honey. It's the closest thing to honey that comes straight out of the honeycomb that I can get, and I love raw ingredients. When you mix all those together, it's like magic in a bowl. So hopefully you've been paying attention to the background video. I'm just putting the mask in my hair, but it just shows you the process that I go through to apply the mask. So in the meantime, enjoy this last banger that I'm gonna play for you guys.
Say I love my girls when you arrive. You could seduce me with your ass. Don't want the smoke, don't waste my time. I'll be open for you. Work out my spine, I need you near. You scared of love, but fuck your fear. Ain't no getting away from this if you wanted to. Fluid changing, take form in this ocean. Like water, I run right through you. I know that you're into me, ride it, then let me see. Ride, don't be scared of me, I'm rowdy as they could be. I like all the ways you do, ooh, boy, you're killing me. I know that you're feeling me, bust it to the 10th degree. I know that you're into me.
Alright, so we're going to stop already right there. You do want to get some of the mask and massage it into your scalp because you want the mask to be on your entire scalp and every single strand of hair that you have in your head. So after that's done, we're going to go ahead and cover it with our handy dandy BAM hair cap for about 30 minutes to an hour. And then you just rinse it out. All I use to rinse it out is water. And here's the final products. Thanks guys for watching.